Here's Mike Nabors. Mike?
Thank you very much, Tim Brando. It's safe to say nobody is more anxious to take the field tonight than linebacker Scott Fujita. Of course, the last 3 weeks have tested his patience. You know, it's back in the friendly confines for 2 current Saints who are former Bengals. That would be safety Kevin Casebeharn and linebacker Brian Simmons.
Go ahead, Mike.
That's right. Your Doppler forecast, no rain inside the Superdome tonight. You know, the starters are itching to go. They want to play Indianapolis. Hey, you know what? That was the first game in the NFL for one Vince Young and Reggie Bush. Of course, 2 of the stars in last year's national championship game, one of the all-time classics in college football. There's something about the city of Kansas City that agrees with wide receiver Lance Moore. Of course, you remember a year ago, Moore had that great 90-yard punt return that really opened a lot of eyes on his coaching staff. Well, this preseason, he stepped it up even more so. The game of golf is all about numbers. Every hole has a number. The leaderboard is full of numbers. So why don't golfers wear numbers?
I don't really know.
Think about it. Football players, baseball players, basketball players, they all have numbers. What's up with the golfers?
We don't have helmets on or, baseball caps or, or wearing the uniforms or anything.
Heck, even horses have numbers, guys. Why are the golfers immune?
Why should we wear numbers? You know what we're going to put on our shirts? Our age or something like that?
Jeez, I never realized these seniors were so number sensitive. At any rate, when it comes to golfers, the numbers simply don't add up. Mainly because these players are so fan-friendly.
The fans themselves learn to recognize the players, whether it be, for an example, my straw hat that I wear a lot of times during the week. They'll recognize that.
My galleries are very intimate with me after about the first 3 or 4 holes, either left side or right side. I know them by name. Hey, Bernie, look out over there. It's over there. And so they'll come over, and I don't know, 10 guys there by the 3rd hole.
So when it comes to the fans, these senior golfers find strength in numbers. But if you still can't figure out who these guys are, here's the tip.
Of course, the name's on the bag anyway, so they go from there.
So you're saying I can't read?
Yeah, basically. Okay. If you haven't seen that part of it, we're headed in the wrong direction here.
So it's obvious at this week's Outback Pro-Am, these senior golfers are picking their golf game over the numbers game. But just for fun, we asked these guys if they could pick one number for the whole year. What number would it be?
I'd be some sort of fraction, which probably indicated a little bit of my IQ. I don't believe in whole numbers for my IQ, so it'd be a fraction.
Which fraction?
It'd be very low.
I'd probably pick 13. I was born on the 13th. Or I might pick 7, because one of my grandkids was born on the 7th. What would you do if you had 2 guys that wanted to be number 7?
Something would have to give.
They have a duel at sunrise.
Well, I like that idea.
Yeah, okay.
See? Numbers are fun, guys, but at the end of the day, if you're a golfer, only one number matters.
69.
I like that 69 for some reason. But you can give me that number every time I play golf. That would be a good one for me. It's under par, and it'll win a lot of golf tournaments.
Sims drops back with roll play action fake. Sims looking. Sims to the pylon. Touchdown. 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 Tampa Bay.
It's been 3 years since Chris Sims survived the NFL draft, so we wanted to test his memory. All right, Chris, here we go. It's been 3 years. Do you remember the guys, the quarterbacks who were drafted before you?
Without a doubt. Carson Palmer was one. Byron Leftwich, number 7 to Jacksonville. Kyle Bowler went, 17th pick to Baltimore.
Close, 19.
19, okay. Rex Grossman, 22 to Chicago.
Very nice. Here's the wild card coming up.
Yeah, and then it was David Goen. I'm not sure what pick it was, but I believe it was 88.
88.
To the Texans. So I'm pretty on it.
The 6th quarterback taken, the 97th player drafted, the last pick of the 3rd round. Chris Sims is still simmering. Is it an angry motivation, or is it positive in that, you know what, I'm going to prove some people wrong?
I would say a little bit of both. There's a little anger when I think back, at that day, but at the same time, it comes out in a positive way for me.
These days, the only draft Chris Sims is worried about is the one inside one buck place where he's working out hard 4 days a week. But it wasn't that long ago where his brain was chock full of 40 times, workouts, the Wonderlic, and yes, Mel Kiper. Quite an experience this NFL draft, but how did Sims process the process? Is it overblown? Is it too much?
Yeah, it is overblown. I think if you looked at the statistics of first-rounders that succeed, I think it's almost the number of first-rounders that succeed as far as the number of third-rounders succeed, it's almost the same.
Sims is a great resource for this year's draft, which boasts one of the most puzzling quarterback classes in recent memory. He was a former teammate of fellow Longhorn Vince Young. He is a lefty like Matt Leinart, but you would be surprised who General Manager Sims would select.
You know, for your prototypical quarterback, I would take Jay Cutler. Now, my opinion, what is it worth? Probably not a whole lot, but I did get a few chances to see him play this year. It was very exciting to watch. You know, he's got an extremely strong arm. He's got really good feet. You know, he can make plays.
So he's 3 years removed from the drafting circus, 3 years wiser, 3 years stronger, but the words round three are words Chris Sims will never forget. In Tampa, Mike Nabors for CSS. 'Twas 2 nights before Christmas, and inside the dome, Sean Payton was stirring as his Saints still can't win at home.
We'll do everything we can to figure out our home field problems because we should have an advantage playing here.
The injuries were hung on the field without care. On McKenzie, on Stecker, on Colston. It wasn't fair.
We lost a number of guys. Sometimes those injuries come kind of in waves.
The fans were nestled all snug in their seats with visions of Saints still playing for keeps. But the ref with his kerchief threw flags that stung, especially on calls against Will Smith and Usama Young.
I thought for sure that I was forced to go that close, pushing the blocker into him, but, you know, gotta live and learn from it. I know next time not to get that close.
In the second half, the Who-Dats arose with a clatter, but an Eagles stop on 4th and goal was what really mattered.
The situation that we were going to run, you know, Drew came in and said, you know, we're going to run it, you know, 3 straight times no matter what happens, and, you know, we felt good.
You guys were determined to run the football in that series, weren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, and that's a mindset, you know, and that just lets everybody know that, you know, buckle your chin strap and let's go. And we had scored, you know, on similar running plays the first 2 drives of the game.
I mean, if you were pointing to a specific moment in that game, that's certainly one we could look at.
Unfortunately, we just didn't get it in.
We're on the 4-inch line. 4-inch line. You got to score.
So at the end of the day, after all the missed opportunities and costly whistles, the Saints season went down like the down of a thistle. And as you left the Superdome, you could see the fat lady, as she drove out of sight, sing Merry Christmas to all, and to the Saints, most likely, good night.